Hi guys, this is Al Smith. Today we're going to talk about opening in third and fourth seat. Opening in third, fourth, and fourth seat is significantly different than opening in first or second seat. Okay, the primary reason it is different is that both the dealer and your partner have passed if you're opening in third seat. What this says is that neither the dealer nor your partner could open, nor could they make a preemptive bid. So this gives you an awful lot of information about their hands. Okay, so when you're sitting in third seat and this occurs, what you're going to assume is that the points that aren't in your hand are going to be evenly split between the other three players. So if you've got 10 points and there are 40 points in the deck, what you're going to assume is that your partner has 10 points and you have 20 points. That's half the points in the deck. So you have as much right to be in the auction as the opponents. And generally, the first people to enter the auction have the advantage. So in third seat, what you're going to do is open when you have 10 plus points and a relatively good hand. Excuse me. And one of the ways this is described is it's a typical open minus a king. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated than that, but let's look at the criteria in detail. Okay, in order to open in third seat, you must have a planned non-pass second bid. Okay, so what are some examples of that? All right, if you've got 6 plus hearts or spades, or a good 5-card heart or spade suit that you can readily rebid, you can plan to have that as your second bid. Okay, if you've got 5 hearts and 5 spades with a second 4-card suit, your planned second bid is going to be that 4-card suit. If you've got a balanced hand with 12 to 14 high card points, you can plan to bid 1 no trump as your second bid. So these are all good examples of the second bid. Now it gets a little bit more complicated when you're planning to open 1 club or 1 diamond. Okay, and that's actually relates to this third bullet also, is that you want the hand to meet both the rule of 22 and the rule of 15 with a planned second bid. Okay, this is really important in terms of controlling the auction, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the lesson. Okay, so now controlling the auction, you don't want to enter the auction and open the bidding if the opponents are going to pass the hand out if you can't control the auction. You know, a 0 is better than getting a minus score. So let's take a look at some third seat open hands that you might have in the third seat and whether you should open them or not. Okay, in this first hand, both the dealer and your partner have passed, or the dealer is your partner. Yes, your partner has passed and the first opponent has passed. Okay, you've got a relatively nice hand here. You have 10 high card points plus 1 lane point, 11 lane points. Now, as long as it's a heart or spade, what we're going to do is we're going to evaluate it against the rule of 22. We're going to evaluate it as to whether we have a second bid. Okay, we're not going to use the rule of 22 in relationship to a heart or a spade bid in third seat. Okay, in terms of a heart or a spade opening in third seat. So we do have a planned second bid, which is hearts. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this with 1 spade and plan to bid 2 hearts if we want to continue bidding. And if our partner shows a bid within spades, we're going to be elated. In this second example, it's real easy to see what our second bid is going to be. We have 9 high card points plus 2 lane points, that gives us 11. Fits right into opening bid minus a king. We've got 10 plus. Okay, and we've got a nice 6+ card suit, so we know that our second bid is going to be 2 hearts. So we're going to open 1 heart and then plan to bid 2 hearts. This gives us a good chance of controlling the auction and also finding a makeable contract. Let's look at the third example here. Here we've got actually have 10 high card points, 2 lane points for the 5th and 6th spades, but those spades are pretty crappy. All right, since we we don't want to bid that spade suit as our second planned bid, what we're going to do is we're going to pass because we do not have a good planned second bid. All right, let's look at example number 4. Okay, and this time we're going to look at it in terms of making a minor suit open. Okay, now in terms of making a minor suit open, what's really important is to be able to have a strong enough hand and a distributional hand in terms of being able to control the auction. By distributional, I mean that's some element of control of the boss suit, that's spades, in order to keep the opponents out of the auction, being able to effectively compete. So let's take a look at this hand here. Okay, we have 11 high card points plus 1 lane point. So we've got 12 lane points. We're right on the cusp of being able to open. If we had 13 lane points, we wouldn't even think about this. That would be a normal open. We would open 1 diamond. However, with only 12, it puts us right on the border. Now the question is, do we want to open this hand or not? Well, let's look at it in terms of the rule of 22. Okay, we've got 10. That's the number of high card points we have. And we have 8 cards in our 2 longest suits. So that's 10 plus 8 equals 18. So that doesn't meet the requirement of having 20 in terms of the combination of our number of points and our 2 longest suits. So it doesn't meet that criterion as it relates to the rule of 22. It does have 3 quick tricks, which is part of meeting the rule of 22, but we don't meet the first part. If we look at it with respect to the rule of 15, we've got 11 high card points plus 2 spades, and that's only equal to 13. And 13 is definitely not greater than equal to 13. So this hand has 2 very significant negatives as it relates to the potential of opening this hand 1 diamond. So what we're going to want to do with this hand, because we really don't have the overall capabilities of controlling the auction, is to pass. Let's look at example number 5. Now this hand is pretty flat. We've got 4, 4, 3, 2. We've got 12 high card points. We're right on the cusp of being able to open this. Let's look at it in terms of the rule of 22 and the rule of 15. If we look at it in the rule of 22, we've got 12 high card points. It's plus 8 points, 8 cards in our 2 long suits. So we do have, it meets 20. So it does meet the first part of the requirement of the rule of 22. Okay. However, we only have 1.5 quick tricks. We get 1 quick trick for the king, queen, and half a trick for the king. So it doesn't meet the criteria in terms of strength. So overall, this hand does not meet the rule of 22. Now, if we looked at it in terms of the rule of 15, we've got 12 high card points plus 3 spades. That would meet the rule of 15. However, in order to open a minor in 3rd seat, we want to be able to have this as yes, yes, and yes. So we're again going to pass in this particular situation. All right, and now we're going to look at example number 6. Okay, we've got 9 high card points and 1 lane point, 10. If we look at it in terms of the rule of 22 and the rule of 15, we only have 18. 9 and 9 equals 18, not 20. Okay, so it doesn't meet the rule of 20 there, nor does it meet the rule of 15. In fact, it's very, very weak in terms of rule 15. What this says, there's an extremely high probability that the opponents have a fit within spades And you don't want to open the auction. You're hoping that they're going to pass the hand out, so you need to pass again. Okay, let's shift to the fourth seat. Okay, in the fourth seat, what has happened? Well, it went pass, pass, pass. Okay, again, what you're going to assume is the points are evenly distributed between the three hands. However, what we want to do is, I'm going to make this other comment now, that there aren't any preempts in the fourth seat. Okay, now there are when you get into advanced topics, but just for now, we're going to make a comment, no preempts in fourth seat. So we're making the determination whether we're going to open one of the suit or not. Okay, to open in fourth seat, you want to be able to control the auction. Okay, you want to minimize the opportunities of the opponents finding a fit. You don't want to open auction, allow them to find a makeable contract. And what is the concern here? That if you open a club or a diamond, that they can overcall with a weaker hand, sometimes with as few as 6 points, and show they have 5 hearts or a long heart, five plus hearts, 5 plus spades. They find a fit. They make 1 or 2 of the suit. They bid and make 1 or 2 of the suit. They get a positive score instead of getting a 0. So you end up with a negative score. So the whole concept here is controlling the auction, making sure you get the best score possible. A 0 is not a bad score. Okay, it's neither plus nor minus. But if they bid and make let's say 2 spades, they're going to get 60 points, and you're going to get a minus 60. All right, so now only open 1 heart for 1 spade if you meet the rule of 15 with 2 quick tricks. Now we're adding to this the requirement to be able to have 2 quick tricks. And the whole issue here again is controlling the hand, not only in terms of spades, but in terms of the number of tricks that you're going to be able to take. Okay, so only open 1 club or 1 diamond if you can meet the rule of 15 with 2 quick tricks and meet the rule of 22. Okay, so again, we're hedging our bets a little bit more, even more, with respect to club or diamond, because the opponents can overcall 1 heart or 1 spade. If you open 1 spade, what does the opponent have to overcall in order to get into the bidding? They have to bid 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, or 2 hearts, which is a lot harder to do because they're in essence saying they've got 10 plus points. They've already denied the ability to do both an open and a weak 2 preempt. Let's look at a couple of examples. Okay, in fourth seat here, we have the situation of, does this hand meet the rule of 15? Well, it's got 12 high card points, 4, 6, 10, 11, 12, no negative adjustment for unguarded honors, and it has 2 spades. So you've got 12 plus 2 is equal to 14. Does it meet the rule of 15? No, but it does have 2 quick tricks. It's got a half, and 1. So what are we going to do? We're going to pass because it does not meet the rule of 15. You know, it's a pretty nice looking hand. However, there's a strong possibility that the opponents might have a spade fit and be able to enter the auction, because to open this hand, you would normally open it with 1 diamond. Okay, and if one of the opponents has has 5 spades or 5 hearts, they can enter the bidding. Let's look at the second example here. Okay, we've got, does this hand meet the rule of 15? Well, we've got 10 high card points, and we have 5 spades, so it does meet the rule of 15. And we do have 2 quick tricks. So we are going to open this hand 1 spade. They're pretty crappy spades, right? But we've got 5 of them. We're not promising quality, we're promising quantity. Guaranteeing our partner we've got at least 5 plus spades. So you can see there's quite an art here in determining whether you should open or not open. Okay, it's, and what this kind of diverge for a second. What's really critical in bridge is having a good, solid understanding of the requirements for making an open bid and have that agreement with your partner so that you have a solid foundation for the rest of the bidding system. Okay, let's look at example number 3. In this case, everybody's passed, and you've got a pretty nice hand here. You've got the ace, you've got five hearts and 4 diamonds. You normally say, hey, I'm chomping at the bit, but you've got a real negative. You only have 1 spade. Okay, that means there are at least 12 spades outstanding, and if they're distributed 5-3 in the opponent's hands, which is highly likely, the opponents are going to be able to bid a spade and control the auction. So let's see if this hand meets the rule of 15. Well, we've got 13 high card points. Okay, well, we've got 4, 8, 11, 12 high card points. We don't get to count this jack because it's an unguarded honor, so that's really 13 minus 1. But we have our 5th part, so we've got 13 high card length points. Okay, now even though we have 3 quick tricks in this hand, okay, and sitting in 4th seat because of this lack of spades, we look at it in terms of the rule of 15. We've got 13 minus 1, that's 12, plus 1 is equal to 13. 13 is less than or equal to 15. Does not meet the rule of 15. So even though this is a very nice looking hand, I would not open this hand 1 heart. And the reason for that, it's very probable the opponent's going to overcall a spade. They're going to end up with 2 spade contract. I don't want to play this hand at 3 hearts or 3 diamonds without some semblance of fit with my partner. So I'm going to pass this hand. Okay, 4th seat open. Let's look at it in terms of whether it should open in a minor. Okay, in this hand, we're going to look at it in terms of the rule of 22 first. Okay, we have 12 high card points, 4, 8, 11, 12. And we have 8 cards in our 2 longest suits, so that equals 20. And that does meet that requirement for the rule of 22. And we do have 2, we actually have 2.5 quick tricks here. Okay, so it meets the rule of 22, both criteria. However, when we look at it with respect to the rule of 15, we have 12 high card points, only 2 spades, says 14, so we should not open this hand in 4th seat. What we're going to do is we're going to pass. Again, it's because the opponents have a high probability of being able to have a fit either in spades or in hearts. Okay, let's look at example number 5. Okay, in this one, pretty nice looking hand. Okay, let's look at it in terms of the rule of 22. Okay, we've got 4, 7, 9, 10, 11 high card points. And we count 9 in our 2 longest suits, 4 spades, 5 nets. So we do meet the first element of the rule of 22. So we've got a yes there. And we've got 2 quick tricks in diamonds, so we meet that. Now does it meet the rule of 15? Let's look at that. We've got 11 plus 4, 11 high card points plus 4 spades. That's equal to 15. Yes, it does meet the rule of 15. So what we're going to do is go ahead and open this hand 1 diamond. In this last example, we have 5 diamonds and 5 clubs and 3 hearts. Okay, we are missing spades altogether. Okay, this should be a major red flag to you if you're sitting in 4th seat. So let's look at here. Do we meet the rule of 20? 2. We have 10 plus 10 is equal to 20, so we meet the criteria of high card points plus number of cards in our longest 2 suits. And we have 2 quick tricks, so we meet the rule of 22. But we don't even come close to meeting the rule of 15. Okay, it is extremely probable that the opponents have a fit within the spade suit. So we do not want to open this. We want to pass this hand out and we want it to be a no play. So we're going to get a 0 on that hand, which is going to be great because if we probably open that hand, the opponent's going to find a spade fit and they're going to get 30, 60, or 90 points. Okay, thank you very much for attending this lesson. I hope that helps you understand what you should be able to do on third and fourth seat. If you enjoyed this lesson, send us a donation. Thank you very much. Have a great day.